Hi, everybody. And I'm calling out high capacity women leaders and creators. My name is Dr. Amanda Helman, and I'm here with my co host, Sherry Ward.
Hello.
And we are talking about all rest leader is a spiritualized delay. And certainly I am guilty of this and really have no shame or guilt about it now, but I'll
I
tell you.
have no idea what you're talking about.
And really, this is all about where we're so almost like wound up that we are not in a state of rest. And I've done that before. I'm like, yeah, I can push through. I already wrote this, but let me write another article. Or, oh, I actually can do 5 more hours of work, although I feel like my brain is on the floor and I'm exhausted and I feel like ready for bed. And that's really what we call a spiritualized delay, meaning we're delaying the peace that God gives us. He says that we can rest, that we can do things with him. And I was just putting all kinds of boulders on myself, bringing all kinds of burdens in, and making life a lot more difficult as a leader and as a creator most of my life.
I think what I realized in the whole I'll rest later, gotta get her done now is the difference there as well. Is it's a matter of trusting God. Um, you're trying to control everything. You're trying to control the timing of things. You're trying to control what ends up happening. You're trying to speed other people along. And I am so guilty of that. And I'm learning lately that I need to stop doing that. And I do know that there's times where like I'm working on a project and I'm like, okay, I'll rest, I'll stop after I get this project done. And then I notice sometimes I'll push it. So now I'm really trying to stop. Like once I get that project done, my brain is done, my brain is fried, we're done for the evening, we're done for the afternoon, even if it's a little bit earlier than I thought I would get it done, not just squeeze in that one last little thing that's left.
Yeah, I would agree. And I remember just parts of what does that look like is when I was really burning both ends of the stick and performing, achieving, taking care of things, trying to put out fires in working with different and high service end where there was all kinds of stuff going on with graduate students and with the service of students with disabilities and their families. I remember I never gave myself breaks. And when I was at different events with friends or family, like, are you even here? Are you even present? You might as well not even be here because you are not here. You are
Mm,
not
yeah, that's a good point.
at all here.
Hmm.
And don't we want to be present with those we love? Because our children, people feel if you're actually in the room or not. And we think that we are, but people know when you are. And I wasn't. And that was something that I've had to learn how to be present and how to get myself out of my inner thinking and my ongoing spinning so that I can be present with people.
And I've said it before, I probably said it already, but the one biggest thing I've learned in rest is completely tied to trusting God. Because when you trust God, you can rest. When you trust Him for the timing, when you trust Him with the people, you trust Him that you're going to get everything done that needs to get done. You trust Him on chucking those things out the window that you don't need to be working on, that you're spinning out on, thinking you have to accomplish them. When you have that level of trust, then it's so much easier to enter into that rest and just go give yourself a break, go treat yourself to something, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I agree with Sherry. And one other thing, it's sort of like this: if you are a parent, or perhaps you're an uncle or aunt, or you have worked with animals or even just babies, there's a time when babies are trying to stay up so hard. They're trying to party and you see them exhausted and you're like, it's time to go to bed. And they're like, and then they're crying and you're like, you're just tired. And that's the same concept as adults, is that we're like, oh, I'm fine. And God just wants to be like, just rest, right? Or like a dog, you've already done 800 zoomies, just rest. And they're so anxious to try to stay up. And so that's what God wants us to get out of, right? Even as adults, we tend to want to overwork, but we God cares enough about us that He shows us what is, like Sherry was saying, oh, my brain's tired. It's time to start learning how to rest so that you have the endurance and the capacity to move forward.
I love that. So we would love to invite you if you're a high capacity woman who is in business, ministry, or a creative, we would love to invite you to our free 5-day challenge that we're having, that we're putting on. It's our very first one, so we're really excited about it. Would love to have you join. We also have a VIP option that you can join us and go even deeper. What we're going to be doing is activations, exercises, encounters. We're just going to really not just do teaching, but we're really going to engage and have you guys engage with it as well so that you really walk away getting something out of the challenge. So we would love to invite you. The link is below. Go ahead and click the link below, and we'd love to see you there. Bye bye, guys.
Bye.